That's why we paused.
We're going straight into this match. So it is Drip or Drown versus Mask Off. Mask Off on the T side, and that is Hydrex, the first casualty of war, who has been benched for the remainder of the pistol round. And I want to let everybody know, this player right here, Snakes, the guy you need to keep your eye on. Made it to the Pro League, but was not old enough to secure the Pro League, or to stay in the Pro League. This is an awkward peek from Dapper. He takes 2. Neptune comes in to pick up some of the pieces, and it is only Vanity left. 1v3, now 2 left. And he's got himself a USP, a lot more accurate. In fact, he's baiting these CTs further and further back, and he could have been securing more time. In fact, the kit is the only thing that saves Drip or Drown in this situation. They'll take round 1.
Ace stuff. In my brain, I was trying to read why a Chesta was on the server. It's Ace.
Is there a player named Chesta?
No.
Okay.
That's why I was very confused. It took me a minute to figure out who that was. Ace is on the server, so that's a nice little wrap on the round for Drip or Drown. I was thinking that the 3-man peek in CT spawn was going to be pretty effective. But as you were saying, Snakes, formerly of Dignitas, or of the roster that is now Dignitas, I think he's still under contract. So he had to move down, not just out of Pro League and into MDL, but actually with the new age change into main, where he's actually playing with Neptune, who's on the other side. So Neptune is Snake's current teammates, and then we've got also current teammates, Moose, Dazzle, Dapper, and Ace. Shot up to round out the roster, aka Dazzle's twin. And on the other side, the mask-off core of Vanity, Hydrex, and Typhoon. Typhoon going to open this up nicely with the Deagle. There's some damage out on Hydrex, but still any trade where you can win out with a pistol is going to be favorable. Snakes makes it happen as well. Snakes always deadly no matter what gun you put in his hand, and now the B site is open and ripe for the taking. Neptune will try and re-aggress and get back into it, and he's going to open things up nicely, taking down Snakes, but now he's got a lot of targets to find, and they're going to be closing in on him.
That one kill against Snakes stops the bomb from being planted, and is likely going to stop the bomb from being planted in the remainder of the round, except for Neptune's death right there. His death will at least make some space. 1-man advantage to Mask-Off's side, but only just. And Dazzle is being a sneaky snake himself. While Dapper holds the front side through the market, Dazzle is able to peek and peer into the site, looking for the first, but Moose 1 and 2. And Mask-Off take the second round in response.
There's the man himself,
There's
the
Snakes
Moose,
right there.
the Snakes. Can't really tell with that hat down, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what these guys look like in real life.
Hey, there's us. We're in the background.
Yay!
I can see our nice colorful shirts through the black sheets.
I'm going to have to put names to faces later. I feel like this is one of those rare matches where every player in the server, every one of these 10 players in the server is a threat at all times with every gun. And that is always a delight to watch.
Typhoon catches Dazzle first. That was over towards A main in a ramp. And the T's have taken this midpoint, but they've lost Moose, and that's going to be the bomb that skitters down into mid, and that'll delay Mask-Off for the time being. While Dip or Drown, with mostly Deagles right now, are doing a lot of great work. Snakes, though, is able to pull up that shot from underneath. I'm sure I hear chat flicking by, but I'm sure it's just NS.
Nice shot, nice shot. All respect, all the time, always. There's definitely no trash talk going on between all these teammates, all these friends, all these players who know each other so very well. No one would ever trash talk in that context. So it's going to be strong mid control for Mask-Off, but they're kind of bottled up here. They haven't quite decided which way they want to go. They've got a lot of time to work with. A full minute on the clock, 55 seconds. And they're just going to keep exploring. There's no real rush here, as it is the Deags on the other side. You got to be careful about where you choose to hit. That hand cannon can be an ugly surprise in a lot of contexts, and this time they're going to have to try and dig Ace out of A, it seems. Now, that is the right site to pick because there's only one player here, and he doesn't have any armor. So Shonum and Dapper are going to be trying to come through on the rotate, but the murder hole has been secured, so that avenue of approach is eliminated. And now there's exits.
Palace to T-spawn and back to A main. Arguably, that Palace position is very strong. But the bomb's already been planted. It's great to stop the bomb plant. It's not enough. So Mask-Off are able to just sweep those guys underneath the rug and clean up the rest of that round. 2-1 now. And they'll move on.
Is that Dazzle or shot up? Who knows? There's Ace. I think Dazzle's in the middle. Like 95% sure. Neptune and Dapper to round out the edge. But honestly, stare at the spitting image of each other. Twinning. So, Drip or Drown and Mask Off. It is a 1-2 scoreline. And it is going to be aggression right into the 5-man stack. Vanity's going exploring. He's got the MAC-10. He's got a lot of targets to find, and they are going to test him, but he's realized the situation, and they're going to go for the fight.
I don't know. Sure, why not? They're actually closing in, and SMGs are leading the front, and they will find 4 of the 5 kills. So money will be made. Mask Off keeping 5 alive there. Moose. Man, fancy-ass keyboard, isn't it, Moose?
It is a really nice keyboard. I think it's a ducky.
Now look on the left side of the screen right now. Those are the Cougar PCs that these guys will be playing on. They're actually in tight, small packages for a PC, too.
Super easily
and they're still delivering 500 FPS plus.
Purpose-built machines. Meme lean machines built for CS Mayhem. And they're working quite well.
Well, Ace has so much speed to recognize that. Maybe even heard a little bit of footstep coming in as Hydrex is rounding that corner. But perfection gives the man advantage. And like I was saying, with Ace on the team for Drip or Drown, there's always going to be a problem for Mask Off because he's the best opper on the field, I'd say.
Fortunately, in this round, there was a bit of a bonus mentality. They did have that one max man up, so since Vanity can retrieve that AK with no danger, it's not a huge economic loss. I mean, utility gone, and obviously you want the extra player on the server, but at the end of the day, not catastrophic. Still, they're going to need to figure out where they want to move, and the aggression has been towards A, but as Neptune eliminates Moose, that's one prong of the mid presence eliminated, and it's going to start to limit their options. Looks like that bomb is going to swing towards mid, and they're rotating the player out of Palace. So presumably this is going to be a bit of a Cat B hit, but they don't really have much in the way of utility to cover it off. One smoke that I guess can cover Connector, but it is going to be a pretty desperate shoestring type of round in terms of utility.
No trades available for Typhoon until he gets into the site. He can play with the player in A main. So he will fall, and not even a look for Vanity to see where that shot emanated from and respond in kind. Now they lose Vanity, and Snakes 1v5 with an op. Going to be relegated to remain from whence he came.
Ace is out here giving out free haircuts. I was right down the middle of the skull. Nice little shave.
I did that in PUBG with a crossbow. There's nothing more satisfying.
Just the tippy tops of the head?
Crossbow right between the eyes, or right in the side of it, right into the temple.
You do like your crossbow.
I main crossbow in PUBG.
He does main crossbow. I can confirm. I'm trying to persuade him to change his in-game name to William Tell.
That's not a bad one. Snakes?
The young gun. Land tested. He's the defending Mad City champion, actually.
Yeah, so I heard.
He is. And he's, I believe he was playing with MOTM and somebody else who we were told about.
Names. Where did they come from?
The air. The voice in our ear. The wonderful voice in our ear.
Mine must have come from a bottle. Topical. So it's equal status for both teams. Ops, or op singular, and weapons, rifles, to back that up. Most of our AKs, only 2 and 4s on the field. This Molotov's only going to separate, but it's been quelled by a smoke, and the bomb falls into the site. Shot Up's only able to get 1 and just scratches Snakes otherwise. And they push in towards the site, and already the rotation is here. Neptune finding the first, and peeks out wide. Double peeks against Typhoon, and he's still going ham. Neptune down to his sidearm, and he's looking for more, but Ace is able to get it. The front line hold from Shot Up. He dies, and only a 1-for-1 trade. But still, Neptune coming in as the cavalry and the saving grace there, and he was really the doorstop on that B site.
I feel like we talked about talking about Neptune, and we talked a little bit about Snakes in terms of the A limitation. Neptune ran into the same issue, which is he was on a Pro League roster previously, and they were waiting for him to turn 16, and he thought he had turned 16, and then found out in attempting to prove it that he was in fact a year younger than he had previously believed. So he's currently 15, and he's hit by that same exact age gate where he's waiting to hit 16.
Ace.
He's quick.
So quick.
You can't take those pixel peaks against Ace because he'll hit them.
Yeah, he's hit quick shots in Palace. We've seen him hit that shot in mid. You haven't yet seen him go to B site, but every round when he has an op in his hand has so far given a man advantage to Drip or Drown.
Oof. There's the second man advantage and the third. They're just being plucked apart on this map. Das will pick up the fourth. All Moose. and Moose cannot get it done. Mirage was the map where he did get the 1v5 Deagle Ace.
Was it?
We'll see if we get an encore.
Beautiful. Good shooting.
Cap down, he's ready for it. Look at the concentration.
Look at that BenQ monitor.
Look at that BenQ. That tasty BenQ. Those Cougar headphones, they're nice.
Oh, were they? It's a Cougar chair.
Cougar chair.
Couldn't
Cougar
take my eyes off of it, but the chair gives them about 5 ADR.
+5.
Yeah.
It's like D&D. Shot up, blinded up, but he'll still get the molly out. Smoke loops to block it off, though, so now the onslaught is on, but Shot up has recovered, and Shot up is going to spray them all down. It's a 4K spray down, and Neptune cleans up the last. Shot up standing in and annihilating the eco.
Headshots, too, for the most part. I think the majority of those kills of the 4, I think were 3 headshots. The first one wasn't very clean. Well, no, the first one was clean from above, and then he was searching still above him, but they had already come down on Van, and it surprised him, so he was able to bring down his crosshair and transfer from one to the next to the next. Beautiful. Here comes Ace. Very fast out of that window. It's a shame he's blind. Snakes saw him, maybe not. Grenade comes into top. Snakes now takes the high road. Ace is able to pull him down, and the next one, Ace is now taking a licking, but he's still ticking with 8 HP. He'll fall back into a more defensive position, but Dazzle's actually shown up to continue to rub salt into the wound of Maskoff at top mid. They are losing absolutely every duo. 2 kills for Ace, 2 for Dazzle, and it's about time for a timeout here soon, I'd say, because this CT side is insufferable.
It has been relentless. Once they started to put that daylight on them, once they started to pick up the rounds with the guns on the board, Maskoff just hasn't been able to get anything. They got 3 rounds off the back of the anti-eco in the second, and now just blanked for, I believe, 5 in a row at this point.
Yep.
Neptune again going to open things off. This aggression, relentless, this anti-eco is never even going to be able to get off the ground. There's no desire to yield any sort of mid-control. Hydrex is trying with the dig. Oh, he's 1 tick away from hitting a body. But alas, this is a game of inches at time, and so he will not find anything. Ace just wants to get right back into mid. He is at home in this window, and there are so many targets peeking around the corner. He'll realize the error of his ways and bail the hell out of there. Neptune's still around, though, and so there is no quarter given.
Yeah. Neptune assembles the CZ, loses the fight against Snake CZ. You lose 2 bodies, but you keep Aces up, and these guys are just solid.
They're shot up.
I don't know. I don't understand what you're going to be able to do on your T side. They're losing the fights in mid, most certainly. So the T side, it's always a painful pill to swallow. They throw that smoke into top mid, and that's supposed to be able to give them cover to get it to behind boxes top mid. And they continue to fight for this territory. It's very painful for Maskoff's side if they don't have, as T side, any control on mid. They're going to end up losing. So a 1-for-1 trade. Moose with an op. Not only can he rifle, he's also a fantastic opper as well. But like what I'm saying here, if Maskoff, if Drip or Drown assert their dominance and Maskoff are going to get timid in mid, which they're clearly not, they would be in for more world of hurt. So I like that they're still fighting over here.
I don't think any of these players have timids in any part of their veins. Maybe a little bit in the tip of the pinky, but I think they'll be all right without it. One thing I want to highlight, I'll talk about it a little bit later in this round, but Shot Up actually got dragged out of retirement for this tournament. He's a retired player now. Yep, he's done with it.
I know PO1 retired. It's a sad day.
You like PO1.
Ever since I casted with him, man.
Yeah. That's had those boy band good
looks.
looks.
Sean Gears, and then there's PO1. It's like,
in terms of Bay ratio?
Yeah, in terms of Bay ratio.
PO1 had those icy blue eyes. Only 2 players left on the server for Maskoff. Vanity and Hydrex trying to figure out what on earth they can do in this moment, and it's just going to be the twist and the pull, and Dapper's eventually going to dig out Hydrex. He manages to get 1, but it was really just a matter of time before they went down. Oh, look at that sweater. That's a nice sweater.
That's all us. We're in the background.
Waving in the background. American Eagle.
Look how focused that is, that hat. It's like,
That hat, it's like blinders, right? It's just only screen, no distraction.
They didn't put the blinders on the BenQ monitor, so I'm going to have to use my hat.
Yeah, that was clearly the issue here. They come with blinders, by the way. We just chose not to install
them. It's a deco. 5 Deagles on the field. Snakes is actually playing the utility role here with a smoke and a flash, smoke and a pancake. but an 8-3, 7 in a row, actually, and likely to be the 8th in a row, unless we get some Juans involved. Typhoon to peek first. Dapper at range. They now hear those first .50 rattling off down. And Neptune is going to be lurking underneath, allowing the first to pass over. He catches Typhoon. He's now welcoming for the next, but Snakes drops death from above. And quickly the team will follow suit. They are now looking up from the grass.
Moose has a dig, and he's got the first kill. He only needs 4 this time. He won't need the full 5, and it's certainly something he's capable of. A minute on the clock as well, all the time in the world to work with. This time, he can't play with the post plant, though. He's just going to need to face and win these duels. They know his position, they know where he's coming from, and they've got all the time and utility in the world to make it happen. So the smoke goes down. He's going to give enough time to maybe try and draw one of them to an aggressive peek. He is up against 2 of his teammates, so he certainly knows their tendencies, but they know his as well. They're prepared for us. They know that they have to respect him with this pistol in his hand. Moose creeping around, and he's going to walk right to the AWP, but Ace fluffs the shot, won't fluff the second, as he'll pin Moose to the wall and secure the 9th round for Drip or Drown.
The first one was a warning shot. Like,
that
Moose,
was just,
sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the Point Break, shooting to the air because you can't bring yourself to shoot your brother.
You know the way to my heart. Through movie references.
I was honestly, my
Ferrying
reference to Point Break is less than Point Break.
Dapper is ferrying a rifle to ticket booth. So they have a double AWP and 4 rifles on this round for Drip or Drown.
That's bold.
That's a lot of money. I mean, they must have stacks of cash.
I'm picturing Dapper just like a golfer carrying around with his caddy, like carrying around the golf bag. This shot's going to require a 9-iron. Oh, he swaps it out.
He used the driver first. He laid low Typhoon. I think Moose fell right behind him. Neptune sprays across. You have both terrorists that remain down underneath, and they fought for 3 kills to even it out. But Dapper still relying on that driver, even if it's only a couple meters in front of him. Puts it all up to Snakes, who's more than capable to be able to win this round himself, but he has to go back from whence he came. It's T-Spawn to recover the bomb. Dapper and Shot Up are playing split from one another.
Talk about timing. I mean, Shot Up was watching the angle that Snakes would have to cross, but he takes a split second to reposition and takes his eyes off the angle for just a second, and that's enough to allow Snakes to slip by, to slither his way on through. And now Snakes is completely giving them the what's-a-whoozy. He's turned all the way around. He's on the other side of the map in Palace. They had no idea he's here. It's going to come up to whether Dapper checks this at any point, but Dapper's laser-focused on mid.
He's got his back to the A site, so he's allowing him to get to site. If he hears a footstep, obviously he'll be able to turn around, but he's basically supporting Shot Up on the B side of things. And they're playing in like these ambush positions. Dapper's in connector with his back to the wall, and as well Shot Up's back in apartments with his back to the wall. I think he's up on the couch. I don't think he heard that. That'd be pretty insane. Ooh! Oh! To the wall. One to the lung. Bomb will be planted with 6 seconds left. Dapper, you don't need to push this. You're giving him a couple 1v1s. It's off to off. Point blank range. They go down to their sidearm. Snakes with, should have relied on that up. Yeah, it's just a Glock. But I guess he didn't know that he tagged Dapper through the wall.
They were trying to do the op duel, the no-scope duel. I would wager that was a no-scope from Dapper. I'd put good money on it.
Pretty wild.
Trying to get it done with Glocks, though.
Glock's tough, man. If you're up against an opponent that has head armor and they're full health, it's going to take you 3 bullets at best.
It's funny how much of an upgrade even just the P250 is in the Glock. And even the USP.
Yeah, 2-tap for the USP.
Such a huge difference in the margin of error. This time, Mask Off, they're trying to just get that 4th and maybe even the 5th round on the board if they're so lucky. They've got a lot of utility to execute with as they are on severely the max loss bar, but they haven't been able to do anything since guns have come out. So they are just going to try here, but what can they hope to do against the Fury that has been the Drip or Drown side? It's been a torrent.
Shot Up his fence. And Neptune's on site. We've seen this story play out before. Neptune playing wide on that angle is disgusting, but they both die. Absolutely simultaneous. And Ace now jumps across, loses 90 hit points, and a Molotov that comes his way. Actually, his life will be squelched earlier than that, but Mask Off found their way very cleanly. sight. Snakes is trying to look over top of this smoke. His vision is clouded. Still does damage and pushes these guys back. But can they even escape? We saw them flirting with the money earlier in the last round with Dapper having a rifle and an AWP.
If Snakes went a little deeper with that flash on that angle on the flash, I think he was going to hit Dapper with it. 12 isn't enough to get killed by a flash, but a man can dream. Dapper fluffs the no-scope, and so Snakes will punish him for it. Doesn't really matter, because they've got plenty of money to buy up, I think, unless Dapper's golf club buy is going to hurt him. But it will be another buy round as Maskoff desperately try and get that 5th on the board. That gives you that comfortable margin going into the second half, right? 5 rounds?
Yeah, the 5's fine. The 5's manageable. 4's a little scary. If it was 3, it'd be horrifying. But they're past that point. But yeah, the money wasn't really much of a problem. The utility does suffer a shade for Dripper Drown. And they are throwing smokes and flashes into the B site. And you have a majority of your terrorists that are advanced. Now there's the first duel. Neptune burns in this Molotov, but it was a self-immolation, I believe. Trade for trade, tit for tat. And mid-control belongs to the terrorists for the time being. Double molly and a 3rd molly that goes into the window side to secure this connector push. But it is Dazzle on 3 kills.
You cannot peek this man one by one. He will punish you for it, and in that situation, he's got his second body. His twin shot up can roll right in on the back end and clean up the last frag. Brilliant performance from Dripper Drown in that first half, especially after getting reset in the eco and then having that momentum go against them. As soon as the guns come back out, it's like, okay, reset, smack them right in the face and roll back through.
Ace is having a blast. Yeah, little smiles.
He's got the giggles.
I love the hair flick.
It's that fashion model in Ace. The Insta model.
We need gamer like hair gel or hair product.
Well, you know how they have that spreadsheet that's just random pros and
wasn't there something with Launders? Launders is cologne.
Well, no, in the AMA, someone asked him if it was true that he used a certain shampoo, and he was super uncomfortable about the fact that they do that.
So Snakes caught 1 shot to the face. Moose is giving a cross angle from Arches, and he still lives for the time being. They at least push over the bench, picking up a USP, and there's a little bit of team damage here and there. But a 3-on-1. Only Dapper. He's got the first, got the second, ladies and gentlemen. Dapper about to put the hurt on. It'd be a shame if Vanity's not able to at least secure this clutch. Dapper runs out, runs right into the open for Vanity to be able to punish that one. Vanity was playing that right. Just let him either work a long flank, bounce out of that site, or plant the bomb. Regardless, he's going to have the window. Because if he's planted the bomb, he's disarmed himself for the time being. And Vanity saves the day.
I mean, it was a bit of a gamble, right? Jump through, assume that he's in a different spot, and just try and get to the other side to give him a little confusion. But a little surprised he didn't even check it on the jump through. I suppose time was of the essence. And now they've gone to avoid the reset. Maskoff, they pick up that all-important pistol, but they reset themselves in the first. They know how deadly every player on the server is with a deagle. Thank you, Dazzle, for illustrating my point.
The shot did exactly 100 damage through the box. Had to have.
Neptune gets another as well, so pistol's working out quite nicely. We might be getting shades of the first half. And there's the 4th kill, 3rd kill.
Dapper wants revenge from not being able to finish that 1v3 clutch.
He might get it. Bomb will.
CTs are spread, scattered to the wind. Snakes was in mid, he gets caught, and now it's only Vanity. He's gonna have to be able to look at himself at the end of this round. Can he save a 1v5? No way, not with a long flank from Dapper, who totally redeems himself from the last round. So the one round and then force buy finishes those rolling in the snowball very quickly.
So momentum back up. It is going to be 12 rounds on the board for Dripper Drown.
So Moose said during the Mountain Dew League if he made pro that he was going to shave his head.
Oh, yeah?
You think he's going to shave his head if he wins this tournament?
We can ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him.
I've got him committed to an interview. I haven't quite gotten him sat down, but I'll ask him. I'll throw that in there. Still going to shave your head?
Still going to shave your head if you win this turn? That'd be fine with me. So a first casualty of war is Vanity. He's down and out. Maskoff go for the force buy here because this back and forth They're trying to prevent Drip or Drown from having a foundation that they can stand on. It's still sandstone right now, so it's a little bit crumbly. There's an opportunity to be able to dig out that foundation from underneath them. What's that?
Erode it.
Erode it. Yeah, you could erode some sandstone. I'll allow it.
You'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Order in the court. As it is, man advantage already for Drip or Drown, and it is kind of a weird buy. Shot up on the CZ, so not comfortable as of yet, as you were saying with that foundation, but the pistols, they're looking a little rough, especially since they pretty much abandoned the B-bomb site, and that is where the execution's going to come in. So now, T's rolling through. All 5 of them will be on this B-bomb site in just a moment. Actually, there's a player playing on the ladder room just to punish.
What was that? He flew through the world. Snakes was able to get 1, but now Ace has marked his territory here in the market after picking up 1 kill. They're going to challenge this, especially now with a nice 1 dig from Typhoon. 3 on 3. The weapons to be recovered are actually into the site after you get out of the market, so they're going to hold on to these pistols well within. I doubt that they'll chamber around with an AK, but it's great for Drip or Drown. Just shoulder peek. Don't give them too much to look at. Don't let those Deagles make their magic happen. And Snakes is forced to be in full retreat now as his teammates fall into the wayside. Oh, Snakes to jump onto the cinder blocks. Fails. So 3 fire and a half. These guys are wicked fast. That's another thing about LAN is like that gives more power to your oppers because you can't shoulder peek like you can online. You can't like jiggle peek and just He sees you and he's gonna hit that target.
It reminds you too just how, I mean, you've been talking about how fast Ace is, but how fast all these players are, just how split second every move is. Online you have that little bit of a buffer from lag and from timing, and on LAN it's instantaneous. The true best of the best, it's just an absolute whip of a shot, and it really does change the game. Snake's now up close with the USP. He's going to try and get something done, but it's going to be a struggle to say the least.
That's how fast, I mean, a pixel came up from Moose. Dazzle didn't see the barrel of the USP. It was there. Now he saw the ankles. Snake, sly dog. And Snakes knows, Dazzle knows he's getting baited right now from those USP shots coming in. He has to evacuate, run away. Well played from Maskoff. Only having some pistols here have shown some heavy presence towards B. At least that's what it seems like for Dazzle.
Or is the call from the B bomb site. They'll pull back. They still haven't picked up the bomb or decided really anywhere to go. Ace cleans up in mid, so that's territory staked again. He's peed all over the midsection of the map, and now it's his. That's how that works. And he will manage to stay alive. Vanity trying to catch him off in the timing and connector, but it's not quite working out. Hydrex gets 1, traded back, and this is just about a wash for Maskoff, unless Moose can make some magic happen with the P250. Catches them in the back line, nearly gets 2, but Shot Up is there to secure the flank and prevent disaster for his team.
That was great shooting. That flank with the P250 could have actually, the game ended. I think there were 3 surviving for the T side. So if he hits that second shot against that player, it actually saves the life of his teammate, and suddenly it's a 2v2, if I do my math right, which is a chance with weapons to recover that are safe in jungle. Not an angle, but here comes Vanity. Fast, pop flashes come in. Vanity just does a double take after he sees the flashbangs come in. Pairing up with Moose, they'll be able to finish off Dazzle as the AX looks to be already coming in. Not all much utility in here as well. It's pretty dry. And the CTs are absolutely able to punish that. You cannot get into that site with a single CT smoke.
Hydrex played that position by the box brilliantly. He was focused on the Palace player, so then the swing comes in. They're expecting to catch him off guard, but he just flicks to the player who peeked around the box and just instantly gets the kill, and that allows him to stay alive, allows the rest of his team to come in and support him, and boom, that's the linchpin to taking the round, to securing the site, to not dropping a single player. So an impressive round for Maskoff. We'll see if it was too little too late on this Mirage. This is, of course, the first map of a best of 3, so it's not the end of the world if Maskoff dropped it. They'll still have an opportunity to bring it back on the second. But here, frags being traded out in mid. And a nice little meaty nade onto Neptune. Snake spotted, but he may have the advantage. Dazzle, no, too quick. We'll find the frag instead. Now kills going all the way around for Drip or Drown. Maskoff looking like they're in dangerous reset territory, all on Vanity and Hydrex to try and drag something out here. Otherwise, they're going to be on that point with relatively low money. They did keep 5 alive the last one, but it will be just about all she wrote for this map.
Yeah, there'd be plenty of room. You'd have to win 9 in a row. It's too much to ask, I'd say, for how well Drip or Drown have been playing. This series, most importantly, the previous matches we've seen are a little bit shaky, but this, they've absolutely battened down the hatch. It's a tight ship. So they collect the bomb and they collect themselves, and especially with Dazzle, who's already through the murder hole and he's trying to catch players rotating out of the B site, which they'll be coming across the connector instead. Vanity with the first, firing over top of Hydrex's shoulder and finding Dazzle as well, who was in the window. A 2-on-2. The bomb's just now getting planted. There's plenty of time for these guys to get in, especially with Vanity's kit that's on board. Ace is over back behind the firebox. He's going to leave shot up across to A main. Bomb's planted in default position as well, so this A main position's only for frags. Sees the first, finds that one and the next. Shot up precision and staves off a problematic situation, which was, I believe, 4-on-2 turned 2-on-2.
They had 4 flashes. I'm not quite sure why they didn't use any of them getting onto the site.
Yeah. Especially like pop flashing for your teammate. I can understand if you have flashbangs when you're alone in a 1vx.
Take the angles.
Yeah. Just keep your gun out. But when you have a teammate,
especially if they were clearing specific angles one by one. I'm a little confused by that play there, but in the heat of the moment, sometimes things don't go the ideal way, and Mirage certainly hasn't gone the ideal way to Mask Off. Coordination maybe not quite there yet. It is something of a mixed team with a bit of a core of team players who have played together. Snakes with the Mag 7 by the van. I actually love this position with this gun. It's a gun I associate with Pasha, or in this position with Pasha. And in this round, maybe shades of Pasha from the Snakes. Not of him being washed. Snakes is on the opposite end of his
shot from Moose. There's a weapon to recover in the apartments to get out of that Mag 7. A long road for Snakes to be able to grab that. Ace will be able to even up the score line right now with 4 players alive for both sides, and Drip or Drown are pretty happy with that right now. CT's split. Got 1 ticket booth, 1 connector, 1 window, 1 van. Snakes is living in a van down by the river.
It's a beautiful way to live.
Did he see it? No, nobody's up that far yet. X-ray is making me delusional. Jump peeking. Now with this being land, I mean, we've seen shot up especially, being able to hit the shot on the jump peak. Snakes jumps,
Oof.
Dapper takes it this time. That's awesome.
Dapper
now they go B.
Yeah, now they go B, and B's site's wide open, and this is going to be the last-ditch effort for Maskoff. They obviously can't get anything done here in terms of a save, so they will have to go for it, but Moose isn't even able to get back into position because he knows Ace is around. The smoke will go in to allow him to get through, but his 2 market teammates don't want to aggress without that catwalk push. So Moose is actually going to completely circumvent the window player, but he's so hesitant he can't quite commit, and he's lost all of his teammates in the meantime. Well, rather, Vanity has. Vanity last alive with an off. Would need a 1v4, finds the first. That's the first frag. Needs 3 more to make it happen. Time is ticking down. It seems to be an impossibility, and Shot Up will put an end to his misery. That'll be map 1 going the way of Drip or Drown, as they will drown Maskoff in a sea of their sorrows.
Now, they actually did incredibly well for the Mirage. Mirage can end up being a little bit puggy, and both teams are mix and match, but they held it together, and they looked like a very well-coordinated team on that one. Not too many pop flashes. We saw smoke executions, but at this level of gameplay, I mean, everybody knows their smokes, you know. You don't have to go in asking like a pug. Who knows CT smoke?
Yeah. I mean, and the core of this roster is the United roster.
Yeah. So you actually could probably dive into each other's playbooks a little bit. You know, I bet I know what they're going to be playing this round.